people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 30 of Ace Attorney Investigations. Last time, we basically were talking to Kay. Basically, she had a breakdown at the fact that her dad was the victim. Just everything was warm. She blew into her nose and Edgeworth's cravat. It was adorable. It was cute. And now we're moving on because you is basically on war about to get Gumshoe arrested. It's where Detective Bad missed you at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. And we're actually getting near the end of the case. Okay, no, we are not going to save the game. September 10th, 5:45 p.m. District Courtroom, Defendant Lobby number 1. What is that incredibly overpowering sweet scent? It smells like flowers.
Uncle Bad, is this it?
Isn't that Detective Bad and Kay over there? It looks like she managed to escape the bailiff. She probably kicked the bailiff. No, that's not quite it.
Aw, too bad, but it's so pretty.
I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. But since you found it, I guess I can let you keep it.
Thanks, I'll treasure it always.
Those two seem to be getting along rather well. Oh, here, I got something else for you.
Yay, thank you, Uncle Bad. Earlier I ate one of these with Gummy.
Gummy? Oh, you mean Detective Gumshoe.
Gummy is... He was trying to be nice to me because I was not going to get in trouble. And then he got into trouble because he lied to protect me. Gummy. I know he didn't kill Daddy.
Don't cry. Faraday would be sad if he saw you crying.
I'm not crying.
Kay!
Oh, it's the mister from before and the lady too.
Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being? You're not involved in the investigation, so it's for the best if you do.
Actually I'm Uncle Bad's assistant, so I'm related to the investigation.
Is that so, Detective Bad? Yeah, I guess. What? You were just scolding us like kids for not mess up the crime scene. And now you let this child run free? Why? Why? Simple. I don't like you. I don't like your father. I don't like you, Von Karmas, period. People are free to investigate things outside the actual crime scene. You also had a few things you wanted to look into. Got a problem with it? I don't have a problem with that, but I am curious as to what Miss Yu was looking into.
Uncle Bad, I'm gonna look somewhere else now, okay?
Alright, I'm counting on you.
Oh, that's right, hey mister.
Yes, what is it?
I know Gummy really isn't the bad guy, I mean it. So please, find the real bad guy, okay?
I won't forgive whoever did this. But in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there is no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. She wandered off while I was pondering. That's unheard of. With an incredibly strong scented herbal tea, I fear that more than being relaxing, the scent may make one a bit heaty instead. You put in a special request for that. No wonder she's so violent if she's been drinking this stuff the whole time. Neither woman should be allowed to comment on this particular topic. Ever! That expensive painting is ill-suited to be hanging on the wall of this room. I wonder if a guard detail should be placed on it. Why'd you say that? But what was it with that Daffy Duck lisp I had right there? Like that raspberry sound that came out. Ugh. Well, a desperate low-paid detective might make off with it someday. You never know. She may be thinking about hiring a guard. But it's obvious she isn't factoring in that guard salary whatsoever. This decorative plant's leaves are shinier than the ones on the plant in lobby number 2. That's probably because it's next to the window where it's easier to photosynthesize. You may be right, plus the cards are always drawn in lobby number 2. The caretakers of this courthouse don't think enough about the plants, do they? That's because they're the courthouse's caretakers, not a bunch of botanists. It may not look like much, but I find that ordinary tables like this one are very useful. I think it's time they bought new ones. I wonder if they will replace this table if I hit it enough with my whip. A much too heavy-handed method if I ever saw one. The television is the same as the one in defendant lobby number 2. Looks like the 2 rooms are basically the same in terms of the layout and supplies. Yes. The 2 rooms are basically the same, huh? Well, the windows in this lobby is opened as well. The air conditioner is working just fine in this room, so why did they open it, I wonder? Detective Bad, what exactly was Kay searching for? Nothing that concerns you, boy. Oh, and I suppose it has something to do with Kay? It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyways, hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste. That's just done. He's just done. Look at that look on his face. He's just done. It sounds like he'd rather be left alone. I have something I would like to confirm with you once again. I don't have anything to say to you. Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need answers to. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is permeating this room? Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate. It's that ultra-strong perfume you wears. She spilled some of it. I was having a bad time of it myself. I didn't think twice and opened the window, but that smell's still here. Perfume, huh? So the sweet scent in the air is perfume? Well, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet some cheap no-name brand. She said it's a famous brand from overseas. It's a knockoff! Yes, definitely a knockoff! No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it. Its smell matches your personality perfectly. I was born for a much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as how you would just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. Miles Edgeworth, you will hold on to this bottle without fail. Why can't she ever be honest about what she wants? So now we have the perfume Miss Yu wears. Just fantastic. Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going to go back to investigating. Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. So you were in this room the entire recess? Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end here. At least your story is consistent. Earlier, you stated that you were in this lobby with Miss Yu. Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here. Then what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in 2 different locations. Guess I am. Interesting. Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you. Ugh. Let's see, Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG-8 incident, and as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on that case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, but because you were the lead detective on the case. You knew. I also know that today's trial involving the Cadopian embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday. Oh, darn my gas. Keep burping. And the KG-8 incident. If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you. Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident. It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved, you two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell. Yes, Bad has a lollipop, not a cigarette. The honest truth behind the KG-8 incident. Faraday, you and I. As you already know, we 3 were involved with the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trial of a smuggling ring. The Trail. You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Amano Group's secretaries? That trial was just a front. A facade? Yeah, but the case became tainted. Because the witness who is going to testify about the Amano Group's ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed. Then, what became of the secretary who was arrested? His name was Colin Devoyer. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring, but he confessed to knowing about it anyways. Devoyer was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat. I could just imagine how it went. Now, Ernest, now, Colin, I want to tell you this. You better be taking that blame for that crime, or I swear to all that's holy, I will run you down with my Matsubashi. The boss man of the Amano group, he can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano. He drives a Mitsubishi. He's a criminal man. That's right, Miles. You cannot deny me. I'm a simple man. I drive my Matsubashi to work every day. I store my cash in my Kamano, and everything goes well. That can't be right. It's possible just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What's he trying to do? Suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved with smuggling? I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an official acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manny Cochin, how do you pronounce his name? Was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder, Mr. Faraday, how could you possibly let him go? If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him. That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, Cece, I was supposed to protect them both. Miss Yu did mention that as well, about how Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister. But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap. What kind of trap? The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap. You mean, you were fired upon? You were shot that many times in one gunfight? No. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG8 incident. I see. I couldn't protect CCU, and the suspect was found not guilty. We had hit a brick wall, as far as the law was concerned. And that's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu. About when you first met Miss Yu? It was on the day the fact of the KGA incident was handed down, was it not? Yeah, Faraday and I, we apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do, but just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face. Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop with at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough. I suppose not. You said it herself, that she never wanted to see either of us ever again. But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct? Yeah, Faraday and I, even after the KG8 incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. We cracked so many different cases. But the result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring. Is the ring really that big? It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor, and I, the lead detective, took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney. Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending them? Yeah, you was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended well this time, for the same reason. Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect. I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KGA incident, alright? And for that you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Red was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. It doesn't matter what his reason is. Her reason is, helping a criminal is just despicable. You're so naive, little girl. I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are. I could stick this lollipop in your hair, yank it out, and you'd probably just cry on the ground. How dare you insult the daughter of a Von Karma! Just like us, you felt that she had hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all. The law is merely a tool. There's no limit to it. Only the skill of the craftsman. You two are still too young, but one day you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. Last one. So what was your relationship to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well. I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. Faraday and I, we cracked quite a few cases together. But you two seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case. Did we touch a nerve? I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial, to prove that Rel was not the real Yatagarasu, which I would have done if he had turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove the accusation, but I guess I won't be doing that either. I sense that there's more to this statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu is what's necessary. You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me? What you two should be looking into right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel. I agree, which is exactly why I am asking you about the Yatagarasu. What? The KGA incident and this second KGA incident, both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there is one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu. However, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared that Mr. Faraday was the real Yatagarasu. Then, during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd? Miles Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already! I believe that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time. A reason, huh? And so in order to catch Mr. Faraday, Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu. If it will help you solve the case, then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we've never caught the Yatagarasu. What was that an outburst for? You always made me whip you by accident. No! It still accidentally whipped me anyways. There are three main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind ever. I see, so those are the Yatagarasu special traits. Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief. The Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's how I knew that Rel wasn't the real Yatagarasu right away. But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't. Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police, and the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kadofian embassy, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence? Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about. In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it? That's easy. A special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure. And just what sort of card was it? Here, take a look at this article. Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was. Ah, and that's how Detective Bad knew that Mr. Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes?
His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be very much appreciated, sir.
Understood. I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you? Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive. I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself, and to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty! September 10th, District Court, Courtroom number 3.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
It appears that His Honor is still a bit dispirited.
For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony.
And then the judge proceeds to basically just make life a living hell for all witnesses who go on the stand afterwards. Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict, which should be guilty when I'm prosecuting. Francisca, there's no need to further depress His Honor. But I'm not trying to, Miles. Your Honor. Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor, the evidence. Your Honor!
Oh! You! Yes, I can help you!
I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir. Your Honor! Do you think you could focus long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, I'm sorry. I would expect that the defense attorney has yet to arrive.
She is busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we?
Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case.
Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. And maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth.
I placed all the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you.
I see. Thank you very much. I will go ahead and confirm that they are all accounted for. Yes, we can leave.
Miles Edgeworth!
Yes?
What is the meaning of this bulletin board? Why are there so few trials posted?
I would appear that the entire week is devoted to Mr. Rel's trial.
Is the crime rate really that low in this country? Or maybe the police lack the proper motivation to get out there and catch the criminals?
I'm afraid I can't comment on that, however. I can say I have my doubts about the young detectives.
Sounds to me like they're in need of a stricter hand, and I'll start my discipline regiment with that pathetic, filthy code detective.
I feel bad for the big guy, and yet I can't find no suitable reason for the stopper. It appears I won't be drinking out of this until it's been repaired.
If you want a drink of water, just find a tap. It's all the same.
No, actually the water from this is apparently something special. There's a man here who is practically bathing in it.
I know!
Ah, then obviously we are both thinking the same thing. I suppose we'll just have to wait then. Yes.
Oh, was that Francisca line? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, mister, I'm a little busy right now.
Doing what?
I'm looking for something. Uncle Bad told me to, so that's what I'm doing now.
Let's go! I don't want to interfere with this girl unless Detective Bad gets angry!
Yes, agreed. Yeah, I like how we can walk around. I don't believe it! The judge has it all wrong! The star of the courtroom isn't him, it's me, Franziska von Karma! As long as she doesn't turn evil, I suppose I can live with just another megalomaniac. The extinguisher looks like it would be great at extinguishing any bad memories with a solid snack across the back of a person's head. Are you saying you have memories you'd like erased at your tender age? I am perfect, therefore I don't have anything I want to erase from my mind. I was talking about you, Miles Edgeworth. I have no intention of revisiting the past. Oh, that's too bad. Well, if you ever want my help erasing memories, I'll be sure to ask. Miles Edgeworth, prepare me some change. I'm not your petty slave, Franziska. And what if I refuse? Well, aren't we stingy? I'm shocked that you're unwilling to part with a few coins for your big sister. Think what you will. Besides, we can't go around changing the state of the crime scene. You don't have to treat me like a child. I already knew that, you know. Oh, then why did you bother asking for change in the first place? The vending machine is stocked with a variety of base food products. Yet despite their banality, they're priced extraordinarily high. I have no interest in anything that is unrelated to the case, Miles. Hold on, I wouldn't dismiss it just yet. Clues are often found in the most surprising of places. No matter how insignificant it may seem, we should give all things due consideration. I suppose, in that case, Miles Edgeworth, you will buy me one of those ham sandwiches, for heaven's sake, of course. I believe that preserving the crime scene takes precedence, Franziska. The bench is covered with ants. The janitor's going to have a tough time with this. It would appear that they're coming up through the open window in there. Ants are unusual creatures. We can learn so much from their diligence and zeal. I wonder if the killer used those plastic bags in a flash of inspiration. With that, detective, I somehow doubt that he's that quick-witted. So you're saying that this crime was thought out in advance? With that, detective, I somehow doubt he's capable of making such a complex plan. Gumshoe can barely make a sandwich. Franziska, when will you learn to take responsibility for your statements? Okay, I'll get back to the main... Actually, let's talk to Bad, see if he has anything else to say. I can see down to the courtyard from here. Courtyard. Ugh. What is that mess supposed to be? It's like an optical illusion. I believe it's supposed to be post-modern in design. More like thoughtlessness in design. Franziska just burning modern art. I can't disagree there. You're in my way, boy. Move. You look terribly busy. However, I was wondering what you're busy with. Just looking for something. It's got nothing to do with you. What is with your terrible attitude? I guess I'm out of luck. I really should get back to what I need to do anyways. Okay, let's head back to the lobby, to the courtyard room, and then we'll basically just get the... Oh. It's an incredibly detailed model, isn't it? I heard that it costs as much... Oh, we already read this. Okay. Okay, let's just go back in the courtroom. Anyways, I think now would be a good time to end things off. I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode of your review, and if you come back for the next one, if you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do as they want. And with that, I'll see you later. Bye.